Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I just want to show off what the importance of a good dive can be. So let's have a look at this first video of Drummy, probably one of the better divers still going around. He's just run a Cindy play, so that's a link. He's playing link and that's a link there. So I'm assuming he swept around here, and it looks like this player has him locked up. All right, doesn't look like he's going to be able to score. They're right at each other. They're so close to each other. But let's have a look at this dive. Ball's on the ground there, on the line. Okay, now his feet are planted there and his feet are planted on the line. By rights, you should never score that. Okay, but Drummy's got the ball to hit the ground at about here, and he slid the ball till it hits the line. So he's basically got himself under this arm and under this arm like a limbo. Okay, so by rights, that's actually perfect defense. He's just been beaten by an excellent dive. The only thing I might be able to say is the winger could be up a little bit further off the line. But for this guy here, he's pulled corner. He's got onside. He's got down low. But he's just been beaten by an excellent dive. So when we practice diving as juniors, we usually get like a broomstick or something like that, and we play limbo, but it's diving. There's a really good video from Train Insane about teaching diving and then about diving at people's feet and stuff. I will put a link for that in the description if you want to check out a video teaching about diving. But let's have a look at another example. Just at a dive at the feet. So just to be clear, I'm not sort of teaching you how to dive in this. I'm just pointing out the importance of knowing how to dive properly. And that's a try there, and that levels the game in a semi-final. But let's have a look at actually how close these middles defending are. A bit loose there at the moment. Okay, that's how close the two middles are. But a really good, well-timed dive, and he places that ball on the line. And it's always important that when we place the ball down, we want to get it before and slide to the line, or we want to get it landing on the line. You don't want it over the line because that's just a little bit of time that's been wasted. But look at how close that gap between the middles are, and he still managed to get through. So a lot of people will get to that point, and they'll see the tight middles, and they will pull up when they've got the ball rather than having a crack at the line. They'll pull up and just take the touch. And this here is why it's always beneficial to have a crack at the line. No matter how tight you may think that gap is, you'd be surprised actually how often you'll be able to score. That's a try. Let's have a look at another one. There it is there. Let's have a look at how close this defender was when he throws the dummy. So he throws the dummy and gets this link away. And like that's a meter away. But because it's a well-placed dive, he's hit the ground a little bit earlier. And by the time this guy's reacted, because as a defender, you don't know when the attacker's going to drop to the ground and become a worm. You can only react. So they're going to get to the ground before you 9 times out of 10. And if you can drop at this point and get that ball sliding to the line before, obviously, before they make a touch, like that's really skillful, a really skillful tool to have in your attacking belt, because you're essentially getting under a man on defense. Try time. We've got one more example. Oh no, 2 more examples. This one's pretty similar. Just to the point where they do decide to drop. So that's where they've decided to dive, which is probably 4 meters out. And this guy's onside, pretty much almost in line with that player. So it's not so much you're trying to get around him anymore, you're trying to get under him. You're essentially playing limbo with the defender's arms. This is another one. Now this one's interesting. He doesn't just get the ball down before the touch. Both those guys miss. Getting back on side. This guy is screaming in to cover this defender. But what he does is he steps in, drops, and just reaches to the line. And the ball doesn't have to go any further than that. The ball should be the first thing that gets to that line. So if you ever like wondering to yourself, like when I was younger, I wasn't a really big fan of diving like that. I didn't really see an importance. But just looking at games, the way the game is played now, learning to slide dive like that, or twist your body in a way where you can just sort of dodge players and get under players like that, it's a really good skill to have, especially at a young age. If you can learn that at a young age, you'll carry it into your senior game, and you'll just be very, very hard to touch. Because as you get taller and as you get bigger, it's harder to defend something really low to the ground like that. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully young ones out there will start practicing their dive. Don't forget to check out that Train Insane video. It's a very good sort of lesson on drills that you can do, whether you're a coach or a player, at your next training session to practice diving. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.